Hello, family, and thank you for tuning in to Neighborhood Chat on Self-Care with Black and Brown Youth. Just a reminder, though we make mention of and perhaps specify Black and Brown members of our community, we are equally working to elevate our non-Black brothers and sisters. In this episode, we are highlighting self-care for youth. After watching this episode, please check out our YouTube channel or Facebook page at ViewTech Online for more podcasts and to post your comments. On YouTube and Facebook, there are recent posts on self-care where we discussed overall self-care and its significance to each of us. In an episode on self-care for women and one for men, we emphasized we each need self-care. We need to support each other. So watch or listen and share them with family and friends. So let's get started. Right now, in the chat, drop in a comment about how you engage in self-care for youth and with the youth in your life, or what you're doing to teach youth to incorporate self-care into their regular routine. All right, think back to when you were a kid. How do you remember parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles including self-care into their lives? Do you remember being taught what self-care is? Do you remember anyone telling kids how important it is to keep watch over their minds? Did they only stress eating good food and making sure to exercise? Sure, many of us were constantly outside playing in the fresh air and running around up and down the street as long as we were inside by the time the streetlights came on. But were we ever taught how to deal with anxiety and feeling overwhelmed? And let's face it, in a number of ways, the experience of youth today is different enough from our experiences. Yes, some of us, most of us maybe, were bullied in school or in our neighborhoods, but we were not constantly bombarded by text messages, social media, or in our DMs. Sure, some of us experienced single-parent homes or our parents' relationships were not the best. Didn't we also have an entire village of aunts, uncles, and other adults that watched over us? They helped us to feel protected, watched over, and loved. Some of us experienced the Vietnam era, the Civil Rights era, and the integration of schools, public spaces, and neighborhoods. And we had Martin Luther King, Shirley Chisholm, and Jesse Jackson. We also had the rise of rhythm and blues and hip hop to give us perspective, hope, and voice. When it comes to sociocultural factors, we have a blueprint, a pattern of what to do and how to think about things. We can define them and react. Since the advent and rapid growth of technology and its importance in our daily lives, if we are truly honest with ourselves, our understanding of how it impacts youth today is limited at best and does not come from a place of direct knowledge. The point is, the strategies to help us be kids and maintain our innocence when we were kids can only serve as a broad outline for the youth of today. We must consider how the world and the experiences of youth have changed. We must look for the impact of these changes on our youth. And then we must come up with age-appropriate and updated methods for ensuring youth have outlets to decompress, relieve stress, and share their voices with the world. Youth today are faced with social, emotional, and personal factors that may be manifesting as stress, anxiety, mental and behavioral physical challenges. Youth today are charged with navigating social media, continued systemic racism, Black Lives Matter, and iPhones, Androids, and global predators via the World Wide Web. Any one of these factors may translate into stress. The combination of these factors often translates into trauma for us as adults. Imagine what these factors may be causing in youth. Now let's begin to imagine what our youth need to have for safe spaces and to make their voices heard. Let's choose how to create opportunities for youth to safely and freely run up and down the street, laughing, playing, getting exercise, and getting direct sunlight. We know that much of the pressures that our youth face is imposed by culture and society. We also know that the self-imposed pressure that youth experience are often learned behaviors. Sometimes, unknowingly, adults taught them to tolerate what was going on. So while we may not have intentionally taught our kids to create, accept, and endure stress, We can decide to actively show our youth how to include self-care in their regular routines. Let's remember, youth take on our transgenerational and vicarious trauma. So the importance of youth learning self-care and understanding the significance of incorporating it into their daily lives is as essential as it is for us to incorporate into our lives. And whether we choose to acknowledge it or not, they are modeling themselves after us. So just as we take self-care serious in our lives, we need them to take care of themselves for them. We must show them how to take care of themselves for us, for themselves, and for the future. They are our future. They are future CEOs, senators, mayors, and school principals. When they learn to take care of themselves, they will know how to take care of us in our mature years and how to take care of their children for generations to come. We must teach our youth how to engage in self-care, provide them with a safe space to engage in self-care, and allow them to teach us what they each need in their self-care plan. So let's think about what self-care for youth may look like. Deep breathing exercises and meditation practices have been shown to be effective tools for youth to manage anger, anxiety, and sleep challenges. Regular physical exercise, whether formal team sports, unstructured activities, or classes, give youth the opportunity for socializing and releasing brain-boosting hormones. At the same time, they are burning calories, enhancing energy, and keeping their muscles in shape. In-house activities, such as coloring, knitting, and doing arts and crafts, have calming effects while sneaking in mental and emotional processing. Low-intensity activities, such as gardening, yoga, and cooking, engage the senses. They also develop critical thinking. And high-intensity or vigorous activities, such as basketball, swimming, dancing, and lacrosse, informally or in team sports, allow youth to release stress and elevate their heart rate. As a bonus, they give them friends, mentors, and purpose. And always remember, one of the most important self-care activities for youth is space, time, and safety to just talk to the adults in their lives. Let those who love them most, including big brothers and sisters, listen to whatever is on their minds, what they experience throughout the day, and hear their questions about the world around them. Whatever the activity, whatever the strategy for self-care, the methods provide youth with opportunities for releasing stress, anxiety, and anger. Their self-care activities also give them openings to vent, ask for advice, and talk about whatever is on their minds. Self-care for youth helps them learn to take care of themselves, mind, body, and emotionally. It does not matter if they don't know the full impacts. Self-care activities help to build structure, discipline, character, focus, and balance. So effective self-care for youth is imperative to help ensure our communities and our future is healthy, hopeful, and empowered. UTEC would love to hear what you are doing for self-care in the lives of young people. Let us know in the comments, what are you doing or hope to do to make self-care part of regular life for the youth in your life? Our youth are resilient. Black and brown youth are strong. Let's begin to reframe and redefine what it means to be strong and Black. We know youth will live up to the expectations we have of them. Human beings by nature live up to expectations. So let's speak life, empowerment, prosperity, abundance, and regular self-care into our youth. Let's speak success, pride, and truth into our youth. It is our duty to encourage our young people to take care of themselves. It is our duty as adults to give them the support and blessings to take care of themselves in the recognition of their contribution to the advancement of our communities. Reframing, redefining being strong and being Black in this way teaches our youth to include self-care in their daily lives. Reframing and redefining being strong and being a contributing member of society makes it clear to our young people that they are important, they are cared for, and they shall carry on our legacy. It is very important for the community, very important for the entire village to take part in teaching and encouraging youth to participate in self-care activities. The entire village should model self-care for youth, and the entire community can create the space and safety for our youth to routinely incorporate self-care into their regular life experience. It is important for youth to see us hold ourselves accountable for taking care of ourselves. It is essential that we hold youth accountable to taking care of themselves. So let's show young people how to be accountable. Holding young people accountable to take care of themselves is about their physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Showing young people how to be accountable provides some of the structure, character, and skills to be successful academically, professionally, and personally in their lives. And we must give youth the space, safety, and opportunity to let us know what they need to feel better, think better, and give their best self to the world. We must give youth the permission to teach us how to take care of them and how to nurture the kid in them and the kid in each of us as well. In this episode, we have focused on youth. We also neighborhood chat about self-care with women, self-care with men, and self-care in relationships. Look for those podcasts wherever you get the ViewTech Neighborhood Chat podcast, because self-care is a foundation that allows each of us to be stronger. Good self-care gives us the tools and support we need to help our community be better for each of us individually and collectively. And that is why we at ViewTech do what we do, because we know that if we have changed just one life, then we have changed the entire world. We know that helping youth include self-care in their lives with the help of the community will change the entire world. Thank you again for joining us. Help us out. Like this video, share it with family and friends, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and continue the conversation. Let us know in the comments what you will commit to doing starting today, starting this week, for self-care for youth in your family and community. And look for our podcast on self-care with women, with men, and in relationships. And again, thank you and good day.